Well, good morning and welcome to the Marians cricket ground here in Katunayaka. This should be day 3 of the 3-day warm-up game between Sri Lanka Cricket Presidents 11 and New Zealand. On the first day, where play got underway at 12:30 in the afternoon, a delayed start, and the Sri Lanka Cricket Presidents 11 won the toss, batted first. They made 323 for 6 on that day, and yesterday not a ball was possible because of the rains that came down throughout the day, and play was abandoned around 2:30 in the afternoon. Well, today being the third day and the final day, New Zealand looking for a bat out of the middle, but this morning around 6:20, the rains came down once again, a very heavy shower over the grounds for about 45 minutes, and certainly put the pressure on the covers as well. The pitch is well covered, but the outfield, there are certain spots, perhaps about 40 meters away from where I'm standing at the moment, where the covers have ended right now. There's a huge puddle of water out there which needs to dry up. The sun had to shine to try and get that puddle of water out of the way. But in the meantime, as I talk to you, well, the clouds are hovering around the grounds once again. Pretty poor conditions out here, worse than yesterday at the moment. And of course, the Kiwis will be very disappointed. They're looking to get a bat today and get some batting practice before the first test match starting in Galle on the 14th of August. At the moment, nothing is possible because another shower is surely going to come down in a short while from now. And this is why the Kiwis, at the moment, they're on the grounds having a little football exercise. They want to keep their spirits high. They always keep their spirits high. But conditions at the moment at Katunayaka not too good for the commencement of the play. We were talking to the umpires a short while ago. They said they'll need at least a minimum of 2 hours of good sunshine to try and dry the ground out for play to be possible. We look at the weather forecast for today. What's in store for us at Katunayaka? Well, things not looking the best at the moment. As we talk to you, well, the rains are coming down, very heavy drizzle over the grounds at the moment. And the forecast says mostly cloudy, no problem of that. That's what you can see at the moment. A maximum temperature 28 degrees Celsius, and humidity listed at 81%. That's pretty high, but well, let's wait and see what happens late in the afternoon. The wind blowing from a west to a southwestern direction at 16 kilometers per hour. And of course, as we talk to you, the rains have come down. So everybody's disappeared into the dressing rooms. The ground staff have moved out. They kept those covers on. They pulled them off for a while to clear the water that was in the covers, and they put them back once again. So all in all, at the moment, the prospect of play in the next couple of hours, not too good right now. But that's been the story yesterday as well. So here we are. The Kiwis will be disappointed. They're looking for good match practice before the test match starting on the 14th. And don't forget, they are here to play 2 test matches, which is going to be the test championship games that are played between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. So all in all, nothing more to report on as the clouds are broken out, the rains have come down. But we'll keep you updated from Katunayaka as and when we have more news from here. Until then, stay locked to us on our coverage of the live action that should be taking place at Katunayaka. And all these pictures coming to you on Dialogue Channel 77, Sri Lanka's streaming site, and also YouTube. That's where you can watch all the action. And we thank all those people who've been watching us over the first day and yesterday as well. And we hope that we'll get some play later today. That's the latest down here at Katunayaka. Right, welcome back to Katanak. News not too good. The rains came down, and of course,
Very good morning. We are here at the MCG, and it's not so good news for everyone around.
welcome once again to Katunayaka. This is the Marians Cricket Club grounds in Katunayaka. And of course, the three-day warm-up game between New Zealand and Sri Lanka Cricket Presidents 11 should have been completed today. But then, as we talked to this morning, the rains came down once again, and it's rained so heavily that even the weather gods are not kind to this part of the world. And of course, the officials, along with the two teams, have decided to abandon the third day's play. So only just, perhaps in the first day, we had 66 overs being played, and that's when the Sri Lanka Cricket Presidents 11 won the toss, elected to bat first. They made 323 for 6 in the 66 overs, and yesterday too, day 2 was completely washed out. Today, the Kiwis thought they'd have a bat today because they needed some batting practice before the test match starting on the 14th of August in Galle, the first of 2 test matches, but not to be. And of course, sometimes you have big plans and nothing really happens with those plans. As usual, we're joined with Gamini Perra. Gamini, good morning once again, and thank you for joining us. Well, disappointment all round for the Kiwis in particular.
Yeah, good morning, Eric. No doubt they'll be a bit disappointed the way things turned out, and they were looking forward for their batters to have a hit out there, but obviously heavens opened up this morning, so yeah, not so good.
Not so good at all because they lack match practice, because the last 3 days the Kiwis have not had a bat because they bowled on the first day of this match. Yesterday they were supposed to bat yesterday, but the rains came down. Not a single ball was bowled yesterday. And they're looking forward to day 3 to bat and maybe get as much batting practice before that first test match. And when you don't bat for 3 days sometimes, well, your form might start to suffer.
Well, match practice is always important, but even a hit in the side nets, that's what they missed out on. So, yeah, when you play at this level, the highest level in the world, you need to keep yourself busy, and as a batsman, you need to keep yourself mentally and physically fit and keep your feet moving, hands working, and all kinds of things. So, yeah, they'll be looking forward to have a practice hit once they get down to Galle, or possibly when they go back to Colombo, maybe to hit some hit the indoor nets. Yeah, they'll be looking to have a hit out somewhere indoors even. So it's important. Like you said, 3 days is a long time, particularly when you are start of the tour. So and there are a few technical aspects of it as well. They are just trying to transfer from the shorter format to the longer format. So all those things will come into play, and no doubt they'll be looking forward to have some sort of practice session in either this afternoon or maybe tomorrow morning.
That's right. So maybe a practice session somewhere this afternoon, tomorrow morning. In fact, they did talk to the ground staff and also the ground management here at Katunaka. The rains do cease. The pitch is well covered, so there's no problem. The pitch is very dry indeed. And the bowlers' run-ups too have been covered. That they would like to have a net, a centre net, if the rains ease out today, because there's no chance of playing a game. The outfield has taken so much of water. Lots of puddles of water on our right-hand side. In fact, that's where the puddles of water of big concern to the umpires as well. And they said they needed a minimum of 2 hours of sunlight to get the ground dry, but there's no chance of that happening now. And if they can get a net, a centre net, it'll be much better than having an indoor net or a side wicket.
Yeah, it's all good if you can have the facility, but the things out here is not so good. So first the rain has to clear, and then covers have to come off, and then yeah, ground staff will have to do some work in order to get them to train somewhere. But highly unlikely at this stage, but fingers crossed as far as the New Zealanders are concerned.
That's right. Now, in the meantime, on the first day of this 3-day game, the warm-up game, in fact, when the Sri Lankan cricket President's 11 won the toss, they to bat first. Let's take a look at some of the highlights, in fact, Damini, of that Sri Lankan innings.
Yeah, Sri Lankans did win the toss that morning, and Dhanushka Gunatilaka driving his first ball he received through the covers, so that was a ominous sign for the Kiwis at the start. But both the openers were very attacking. The spinners were introduced very early, and but couldn't dismiss the two openers. Both were very attacking. Like I said, there was some loose stuff on offer as well, Eric. So both these guys have got a lot of experience when it comes to international cricket in all formats, and it was a good opportunity for them. I think both of them had the opportunity to go and get that 3 figures, and they were unlucky to be dismissed before that.
That's right, yes. Dhanushka Gunatilaka and Sadira Samarikum opened the batting for the Sri Lanka Cricket President's 11. They found no terrors in the bowling, but then there we are. That's the man who picked up 5 wickets, Patel. That's the first wicket that fell. The wicket of Sadira Samarikum caught on the second attempt.
Yeah, Patel was the limelight for the Black Caps, wasn't he? And that was his 3rd wicket. So the bowling department, we had a chat with the bowling coach yesterday, Eric, so he was very happy with the performance of Patel. And like I said, they might not worry about the amount of wickets they picked up. It's just the hit out that they wanted, and using the conditions.
Yes, using the conditions, no doubt about that. So the 2 spinners picked up the 6 wickets that fell. Patel picked up 5 and Somerville picked up 1. But in the meantime, some glorious shots were played. And the pull shots on the onside as well, running down to the mid-wicket boundary. A lot of chasing to be done. And the outfield was not the quickest. So there's the wicket of Gunatilaka, snapped up and leg slip. The trap was set, he fell to the trap. And then the next out, caught an extra cover. And this is how the wickets fell. And there's that little paddle sweep down towards the deep backward square leg region. In fact, the captain himself for the Sri Lanka Cricket President's 11, that was Ashan Priyanjan, the man who was out there, came in a difficult time. Wickets have fallen around him to stabilize the innings. And that was a great shot. A full toss outside the line of off stump, hit very nicely away. And another one using the feet down the track over the, trying to go over the head of mid-on, but Grondholm took a brilliant catch one-handed. And next one pushed down towards the 3rd man region once again into the boundary for 4. And there's the half century for the captain. And then bad light put paid to the chance of any further play on day 1. at 323 for 6. That's how it was. And let's take a look at the scorecard of the Sri Lankan innings. That will be of some interest, the scorecard of Sri Lanka when they won the toss and elected to bat first. This is how it panned out.
Yeah, Gunatilaka, as we spoke, he was pretty good at the top. So was Samara Vikrama. They had an opening partnership of 150 odd runs. But Fernando was caught and bowled by Patel. Rajapaksha was looking to drive against the turn out to the off stump. It turned off the rough and took his off stump, so he didn't trouble the scorers. Pereira had a start. Priyanjan was very good for his 56. Patum Nisanka was looking good up until he was caught at mid-on by Granholm. The brilliant one-handed catch. Barnuka also was looking good, but that would have been the end of the Sri Lankan innings on that day. But we didn't have any play after.
Yes, that's the batting card. Let's look at how the New Zealand bowlers fared on that day one. And there's the bowling card for New Zealand. Well, Astle bowled 6 overs. Santner, just 6 overs, run for 19, Gamini.
Yes, Santner was not introduced till the later part of the innings. Astle, the right arm leg spin, when he landed the ball, he looked good. He struggled to find his length at the end of his spell. Saudi had a good workout, 9 overs. So was bowled. Somerville started very well. His first spell was pretty good, and then he was another guy who lost his length at the end of his spell. Came back for the second spell. He came in for some punishment from some of the right-handers from Sri Lanka. Wagner, another fast bowler who had a 9-over spell. Patel was the pick of the bowlers, not only because he picked up 5 wickets, but the control he had, and he bowled with the, I think probably the correct speed on some of these tracks that you are used to operate in Sri Lanka. Gone home just a 3 overs for 24.
Yes, and the fall of wickets 154. The openers put on a solid partnership. Sri Lankan President level lost their way a bit, but then held back again with the arrival of the captain himself. Now, the first test match of this 2-test series in the World Test Championship starts in Galle on the 14th of August. And of course, that will be a thriller down there. We hope the weather gods will stay kind to Galle as well. The second test match will be played at the P. Sara Stadium. That's test match number 2. And then we come to a warm-up game for T20 at the same venue. That's the Marians Cricket Club grounds. And that game will be played on the 29th of August. That is Thursday, 29th of August, the T20 game. Play will get underway at 10 o'clock in the morning. Our live telecast will commence at 9:30 in the morning on the 29th. And I'm pretty sure there are 3 T20 games listed to be played in Pallekele. And of course, Gamini, we're talking about Test cricket and T20 these days.
Yeah, I think we have mentioned numerous times, Eric, most of the countries who are playing cricket around the world these days are part of this Test Championship. It started on the 1st of August, and then having a look at the T20 World Cup in a few months next year. So most of the itineraries are comprised with Test matches and T20 matches, which is how you have to go, really. A few months to go for the World Cup as well. Not easy to switch from T20 cricket to Test cricket from time to time, but well, when you're at this level, you have to have that skill to adjust.
True enough, you've got to adjust to all formats of the game, in fact. And, well, the Kiwis are here, their first warm-up game. Just must be a big disappointment for them, just only 1 day's play possible, 2 days being washed out. But knowing the Kiwis, well, they keep a smile on their face, they get about their business. And one thing they're pretty sure, they won the hearts and minds of millions of people around the world. Cricket fans, sports fans, for the gentlemanship, the sportsmanship, they carried half the Cricket World Cup. And they carried that through even that first day of this 3-day warm-up game. And how we saw Kane Williamson celebrating his birthday. Spectators coming to the grounds and brought a birthday cake to celebrate with him. And that has got worldwide publicity, Gamini. Kane Williamson having a bit of cake from the fans down here. And I'm pretty sure that the Sri Lankan fans will be there in their large numbers support the Kiwis, even the 2 test matches.
Yeah, I think either way, before they landed in this country, they had a lot of respect from the Sri Lankan fans as well as the players and officials. On the field, they are a very high quality opposition. They play hard. But like you said, they are a batch of thorough gentlemen and led by the man himself, Kane Williamson. And gee, that news on the first day has gone right around the world. And there it is, as you see it again.
Williamson celebrating his birthday. In Sri Lanka will certainly savor. Look at that. He's in the crowds, tasted a bit of cake, fed some of the spectators the cake, a few selfies being taken. My word, these pictures have gone round the world, and I'll tell you what, the Kiwis, Williamson, they have picked up millions more fans, and there he's running off now to join his teammates. That was at drinks break, and what an impression that's created with sports fans around the world. Well, disappointment for the Kiwis. They couldn't bat, in fact, so the match has been called off. This three-day warm-up match has been called off due to the bad weather, the rains that are still on the grounds here. But we hope that the rest of this series, the 2 test matches and 3 T20s, will be worked off without any problems. But as we remind you once again, there's a T20 warm-up game to be played at the same venue, 29th of August. Our coverage will commence at 9:30 in the morning. The match will commence at 10 o'clock in the morning. In the meantime, what can we say from here? Thank you for accompanying the first day and for being with us. Even on days 2 and 3, even there was no play at all possible. But we hope you enjoyed every bit of the coverage that we had on day 1 as well. So time to say bye from Katunaka on behalf of our entire crew down here. We say thank you for company, and we'll catch you again on the 29th.